the Chinese government, even a few weeks ago, Xi Jinping, just a few weeks ago, Xi Jinping was saying, you know what? This zero COVID thing of ours is unshakable. He actually used the words unshakable, cannot be changed. We know what we're doing. We've beat it. We're better than the rest of the world. You know, we're setting an example to the rest of the world. You cannot change it. And of course, they always had all these excuses as to why. Constantly saying, look how many people die in the USA. Look how many people are dying in other countries. But look, we have such a low death rate. That's because they didn't report their deaths, okay? There's lots of evidence for this. And people, when they were dying of COVID, would not be labeled as being died from COVID. They'd be labeled as, oh, died from pneumonia or something like that, right? So they didn't go on record as dying. And of course, when there were a large amount of people dying of COVID, it was hushed up and other reasons were made up, okay? So we never got proper statistics. We'll never know how many people actually died. But we do know on various different levels, local levels, higher levels, we know that there were a lot of deaths, all right, that were covered up. And lots of people admitting to that.
Right.
Anyway, let's take a look at what the Great Translation Movement has for us over here. Maybe you can explain this.
So this is a weird, bizarre translation, but basically it says that COVID-19 Omicron variant doesn't exist. Or sorry, Omicron COVID-19 would kill a lot of Americans. Would be bad for Americans.
And that was a couple of months ago, right?
That was 07.
The 7th.
So July.
Yeah.
So what they're implying was that if America doesn't do lockdowns and stuff, then Omicron's going to wipe everyone out or hurt everyone or make everyone sick. Then, what is this from a few days ago, last week? It says there's no evidence supporting the existence of Omicron. And there's a reason. Do you know why?
Why?
There are medical experts in China that are claiming that it shouldn't be called COVID anymore because in line with the whole 180 reversal of zero COVID policy, they waited until you guys got to understand, they waited until it became like a non-issue and then kept zero COVID going.
Yes.
So while Omicron wasn't that deadly and everyone's like, what are you doing? It's been years now. What are you doing?
Yeah, it should be called the Xi variant, by the way.
Right, it should.
It should.
So while everyone's like, what are you doing? Why have we not moved on? They're like, no, it's still deadly. You're going to get ravaged. You're going to get killed, blah, 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 blah. And they're telling their citizens, the whole rest of the world's dying.
Yeah,
right?
It's terrible. Everyone, that's the thing. People in China that we're in contact with are constantly like, what's going on with you guys? We're hearing all these horror stories about how it's so unsafe. People are dying left and right. All your ICUs are completely crowded, all this crap. Because they keep getting told this. Yeah. And it's been only in the very beginning of COVID, when the first strain was so strong and people were dying, that was the case. Yeah. All right? Yeah. And there were restrictions in place for a good couple of months where you couldn't go to restaurants and stuff. But it's been like before the pandemic for the longest time now that I can't even remember when it wasn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Anyway. So their idea for these scientists was to change the name from COVID to like some sort of flu variant, right?
Right.
Because that was part and parcel of the propaganda that was allowed to spread on WeChat and stuff was that we've discovered that it's not COVID anymore and it's not dangerous anymore. So now we can open up. That was their excuse to say, you're lucky that we locked you down for 3 years.
Yeah.
Because we waited until it's fine and now we said it's fine.
Sure.
I screwed up my notes. I have the opposite thing because I have 2 screenshots of the hypocrisy.
Yeah.
Post-acute sequela, I'm reading in Chinese here.
Yes.
That means long COVID.
Yeah, long COVID.
That's what I meant to
say.
So they were
saying
I didn't mean to say Omicron. I meant to say long COVID. Long COVID would damage America's health, so you shouldn't open up. But America did, and now everyone's going to die of long COVID or have brain fog, right? Yeah. Number 2 says it doesn't exist. So long COVID doesn't exist.
This was the long COVID thing. Because, I remember that just a week or 2 ago, we saw there was a huge push. Just before the protests and during the protests, okay? The people that are just the propagandists for the Chinese government and the Chinese government itself was like, you know what? Everyone's really pissed off about zero COVID. They want it to end, but we have to have a reason to keep them locked up. Right. And our reason is, America seems fine. People seem like they're okay at the World Cup. It looks all okay, but guess what? They're all going to suffer from long COVID and they're going to suffer from all these stupid, side effects and stuff. So we're not opening because, they're going to die. You'll be okay. But now they're saying, there's no evidence it exists, long COVID, It's ridiculous. I know which one you're talking about. This one.
Yes, here we go. Omicron. See, I was mixing it up. Omicron is, I have my notes here.
Yeah.
So keep in mind, guys. Also, we are just getting over being sick.
Yeah.
And it's not been pleasant.
Mm-hmm. It's weird because, last weekend was a complete disaster.
Oh my gosh.
I was knocked out for 2 days straight.
I don't even remember it.
Monday I was kind of okay, but it's
Yeah.
just been kind of okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I got long COVID.
So yeah,
I got long cold.
I'm effed. It's bad. Whatever it is, it's really bad.
It's not COVID though. We did the home tests.
Yeah, whatever.
It doesn't matter. It's a cold. It's a flu. Our kids got it at school. We got it. You know, everyone's been sick. My kid's over it now, pretty much. And so am I for the most part, but still a bit foggy.
I'm still not doing well. Anyway,
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
You'll survive.
Yes, pardon me if I'm a little foggy. Omicron is just a big flu, a misperception. Some in the West attempt to delude Chinese public. So this is from Global Times.
April 10th.
What they're saying is that the U.S. is trying to delude the Chinese public, right?
Yeah.
Trying to trick them to say that Omicron isn't bad, right?
Yeah, that was the whole thing. Again, those pesky foreigners trying to convince you Chinese people, because apparently Chinese people are not very good at making up their own minds according to the state.
Yeah.
You know, they can't have their own opinion. They're told what to think.
No.
So if foreigners come along and say, Omicron's not that bad, you know,
Yeah,
like
sorry.
this, Omicron's not that bad, well, then they're going to believe them, right?
Sure.
So they're like, no, they're just trying to convince you. But then the same newspaper, which is the Global Times, which is the state media, it's a mouthpiece for the Communist Party
It's
of
just
China.
state media, Chinese state media.
Yeah, published December 9th. So, you know, that's today.
Oh, today. I'm sorry. This is fresh.
Yeah. Says Omicron is not scary, as 99% of those infected can fully recover in 7 to 10 days.
So they went from saying, don't delude us Chinese people in saying that Omicron isn't scary to Omicron is not scary. And this is state doctrine,
Yeah.
right? I'm going to get into some wild stuff later, but I want you guys to know that China's gone from saying that if you say that COVID isn't dangerous, if you say these lockdowns are unnecessary, then you are arrested for picking quarrels and starting rumors, right?
Yes.
Now, if you say that we need zero COVID and we need lockdowns and it's bad to open up, you get arrested for starting rumors and picking quarrels.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking.
There's
It's
no
gone to
no
that.
winning. It's just
It's-
they flip-flop. That's why we say it's 180 degrees.
It's a real 180.
It really is. It's absolutely insane. Okay, what's going on?
It
in China.
blindsided me. It's
Yeah.
wild. But we have reasons why.
Yeah. We'll
And it's
get to that.
because the state is very fragile right now.